Hi, my name is Kimberly Beck, and I jumped into this class a little late in the game, and I'm very grateful for a professor who allowed me to jump in so quickly. So I'm making my video on the multidimensional snapshot of myself. Um, I am a white female. I am 28 years old, and I grew up, we'll start with some of the personal stuff. I grew up with a mother and a father and one younger brother. Um, we were very, my mother was a nurse and she was very health conscious and very focused on making sure that we were safe and teaching us a lot of things that we needed to know physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. My father as well. Um, we did not a lot of physical activity as a kid, but we were taught about the importance of those things, and I personally became very active in rock climbing. I wear a lot of different shoes in what I do. These are my rock climbing shoes. This is just an example of a belaying device, which is what holds you, the belayer, to the person climbing the wall securely on the rope, so it keeps them from falling. So I do rock climbing, and then I've recently gotten into running. These are my running shoes. And that's something that I find is very helpful in relieving stress and being able to get more energy, honestly. My home environment, I'm going to kind of skip around a little bit. It all works together a bit. So my home environment was a little bit different. I grew up with a father that had a mental illness, and I was unaware of that actually until I started my undergraduate degree and learned a little bit about mental health awareness, learned about what emotional abuse looks like. And so I grew up in a home that was environmentally not completely sound, but I didn't know it at the time, and I was a happy, healthy kid. My larger environment, I grew up in a farm town. It was a very small community, and I went to a public school there. Um, Not a lot of things to worry about. It was a pretty easy life. And spiritually, we grew up in a Christian home and are very driven with a lot of morals and values that were taught with the foundation of that religion. And as I grew older, I was able to explore that a little bit more myself and determine for me what that meant and how that looks. And I still hold strong to a Christian foundation. Um, let's see. Some of the formal organizations that I belong to. So I work with a place called Communities and Schools, and that's their logo. I don't know if you've ever seen there before, but it's a nonprofit organization that works with Austin School District, Manor Independent School District, and one other independent school district, working with kiddos to prevent them from dropping out of school and to allow them an opportunity to grow and learn in a way that they may not be able to otherwise. We work primarily in low-income neighborhoods and housing projects. My particular position, I work as a care coordinator, and I work with the Tier 3 kiddos who are the ones in elementary and middle school who are struggling with either behavior or attendance or discipline issues at school, and many, many times it carries over to the home. And we're able to do a wraparound program with them, which is we wrap them in services and say we can work with the mother and the father, we can work with the siblings, we can work with the identified child, and all of that in collaboration with the school, community resources, and so on and so forth. For time and globalization, so I was thinking there's a lot of different ways I could take this, and I grew up in a time where I'm just old enough to remember when computers weren't something that was normal for everybody. Cell phones were brand new. My first cell phone, I think I was in 10th or 11th grade, which now kids are getting them younger and younger, and it was a brick. That quick access to internet, that quick access to information wasn't as nearly what it is today. And I think because of the globalization, the quick access to information and being able to know what's going on across the world instantaneously, I think adds to a lot of the fear that people experience. Kiddos that we work with find out very quickly from one another in text messages what happens in their own community in Austin Independent School District. You'll know that one school had the threat of a shooting, and because of that quick, immediate response, we know that we need to start reaching out to our other kids in other schools for counseling and for services because of the trauma they experience as they feel threatened. And I think on a larger scale, that globalization, we find out that there's wars going on overseas, there's hurricanes going on here at home, there's famine, there's people starving, there are so many different things going on, and it can lead to quite a bit of secondary trauma and fear that are helping or stopping people. And I'm thinking more particularly of teenagers that I work with, but stopping them from really truly experiencing some of the more positive things of life, some of the more hopeful and helpful parts of life. And I think that globalization can also be an amazing tool. I think that the way we present and work with clients with all the information that we have access to, the way we help them to determine what's useful information, what's not useful information, how we train them to use these resources that are available to them can be a very powerful tool. That being said, I think we also need to train ourselves on the appropriate use of that. So many ideas. I feel like I'm rambling. I don't have much time left, but I'm really excited about this class. I'm excited about the things that we're going to learn on the macro level and kind of discuss with. I think that this video thing is amazing. It can be online for class, but still be able to interact. I'm excited to see where we go. Thanks so much.